My wife left me for my best friend. I got revenge. Have you ever had your entire life destroyed by two people you trusted more than anyone else? Because 3 years ago, that's exactly what happened to me. My wife didn't leave me for a stranger. She didn't leave me for some random guy she met online. She left me for my best friend. The man who stood beside me at our wedding, the man I called a brother, and when they betrayed me, they thought they had won. What they didn't realize was that their biggest mistake wasn't the affair. Their biggest mistake was underestimating me. My name is Ryan, and this is how I lost everything, then got the sweetest revenge of my life. For 10 years, I thought I had the perfect life. I was married to a woman named Jessica. We had a beautiful house, good careers, and what seemed like a solid marriage. My best friend, Mark, had been in my life since high school. We did everything together: vacations, football games, family barbecues. When people saw us, they assumed we'd known each other forever, and they were right. If someone had asked me who I trusted most in the world, I would have said Jessica and Mark. Without hesitation. Looking back now, that's almost funny. The first sign appeared 6 months before everything exploded. Jessica started guarding her phone. At first, it was subtle. She'd turn the screen away, take calls in another room, lock her phone even when she walked 10 feet away. Whenever I asked about it, she'd laugh, "You're being paranoid." Maybe I was, or maybe I just didn't want to believe what was right in front of me. Then came the canceled plans, the late nights at work, the unexplained weekends, the growing emotional distance. It felt like I was living with a roommate instead of a wife, but every time I tried talking about it, she turned the conversation back on me. "You've changed. You're too controlling. You're imagining things." Eventually, I stopped asking questions. Big mistake. Because while I was trying to save my marriage, they were busy destroying it. The truth came out completely by accident. One Friday evening, Jessica left her tablet on the kitchen counter. A message notification appeared. I wasn't trying to snoop, but the preview popped up on the screen, and my entire world shattered. The message was from Mark, my best friend. It read, "Can't stop thinking about last night. Wish he knew." I remember staring at those words, reading them again, then again, hoping they would somehow change. They didn't. My hands started shaking. My heart felt like it was trying to break through my chest. I opened the message thread and immediately wished I hadn't. Months of messages, photos, plans, jokes about me. Conversations describing me as an obstacle standing between them. The betrayal wasn't just physical, it was emotional, calculated, cruel. The worst part? They laughed at me. The man I called my brother, the woman I shared a bed with, laughing at me together. I wanted to explode. I wanted answers. I wanted to confront them immediately. But something stopped me. For the first time in my life, I chose patience, and that decision changed everything. Instead of confronting them, I started collecting evidence. Screenshots, emails, financial records, phone logs, every lie, every secret meeting, every hidden expense. The deeper I dug, the uglier it became. Jessica wasn't just cheating. She'd been moving money, thousands of dollars, small amounts at first, then larger amounts, money from our joint accounts, money I'd worked years to save, and guess where some of it was going? Mark. The betrayal wasn't just personal anymore. It was financial. That's when I stopped thinking like a husband and started thinking like a strategist. For the next 2 months, I acted completely normal. I smiled, I attended dinners, I shook Mark's hand, I listened to their lies, and every day they became more confident, more careless, more arrogant. They thought they were smarter than me. They thought I was blind. Then came the moment that changed everything. Jessica sat me down one evening. The fake tears started immediately. I haven't been happy for a long time. Classic. She blamed stress. She blamed the marriage. She blamed me. Anything except the truth. Then she dropped the bomb. She wanted a divorce. I acted shocked. I acted heartbroken. I acted exactly how she expected. Inside, I was already 10 moves ahead. Within a week, she moved out, and guess where she went? Mark's house. They didn't even wait. Not even a little. The second I saw their social media photos together, I knew exactly what I needed to do. Because while they were busy celebrating, my attorney was busy preparing. See, all those months of evidence had paid off. The financial records, the transfers, the hidden accounts, the documented affair, everything. When the divorce proceedings began, Jessica expected a quick settlement. Instead, she walked into a disaster. The court saw everything. The affair, the financial misconduct, the money she'd secretly transferred, every detail. Suddenly, the woman who thought she'd leave with half my assets was fighting to explain her own actions. It got worse, much worse, because some of the money transferred to Mark had been connected to a business partnership we all shared, a partnership agreement with very specific rules they had violated. The legal consequences were devastating. Within a year, both of them were drowning in debt. Their relationship, built on secrecy and excitement, couldn't survive real life. The cheating that brought them together eventually destroyed them too. Funny how that works. People who betray others often end up betraying each other. 2 years after the divorce, I received a message from Mark. His relationship with Jessica was over. His business had failed. His finances were a mess. He wanted to apologize. He wanted forgiveness. I stared at the message for a long time. Then I deleted it, not because I was angry, not because I wanted revenge anymore, but because I had finally learned something important. Some people deserve a second chance. Some don't, and forgiveness doesn't always require access. The greatest revenge wasn't taking their money, it wasn't winning in court, it wasn't watching their relationship collapse. The greatest revenge was building a life so good that they became irrelevant. Today, I'm remarried. I have a family I'm proud of, a home filled with trust instead of suspicion, peace instead of anxiety, love instead of deception. And every once in a while, someone asks if I regret how things happened. The answer is always the same: no. Because losing those two people taught me who they really were. And sometimes the worst betrayal of your life becomes the beginning of your best chapter. Jessica and Mark thought they were stealing my future. What they actually did was remove themselves from it. And looking back now, that was the greatest gift they could have given me. If you've ever been betrayed by someone you trusted, remember this: the goal isn't revenge. The goal is recovery. Because when you truly move on and build something better, the people who hurt you lose the one thing they wanted most: a permanent place in your life.